Namaste. So that's me with my best buddies, and on this campus 30 years back. So back then we used to wear saris for seminars, for events, and even for campus placements. It's surreal for me to be standing here today on this stage because back then I was in your very shoes. I had the same dreams in my eyes like you have. I had the same passion in my heart like you have. I was raring to go, just like you. As I stand here, my heart is filled with gratitude for my teachers. I want to thank them who taught me and made me the person I am today. Before I start, can I request you all to do something for me, please? Yes or no? Yes. Can you all stand up, please? And can you all clap for yourself? Clap loudly for all your struggles, for all your achievements, for all the people in your life, and for yourself. Loudly. Love the Gen Z energy. Please sit down. Thank you so much. Please sit down. Please sit down. The next slide. I'm going to talk about my 9 commandments of how to succeed in the business and corporate world. This is based on my book, Women in Business, which is slated to be released later this year. The first commandment. How many of you have failed so far? Lovely, almost everyone. Great. This was one of my interview questions in GE. I have a fellow GE person sitting here and we connected. And actually it was in my 4th round of interview with the head of HR. And back then I wanted to sound perfect, so I said, I have not failed. Do you know what his reply was? He said, that means you've learned nothing. I knew that was the wrong answer. I quickly did a turnaround and gave some example of some innocuous failure. I got that job at GE, but I also learned a lifelong lesson that failure is your best friend because it teaches you life-altering lessons. I have failed many times, and I have failed big time. One of my biggest failures, which I've never spoken about because I was so embarrassed about it, was when I failed in the final exam of first year of Bachelor of Architecture. So after school, I joined Bachelor of Architecture. I was studying to be an architect. But there was not a single day of that first year that I didn't struggle. I was doing a professional course I had zero passion for. And it felt like a burden, and so I failed. To say it was a shock is a huge understatement. No one in my family had ever failed. My father was from IIT Kharagpur. My grandfather was from Johns Hopkins University on a full scholarship. My other grandfather was from BITS Pilani. I also was a good student in school, but I failed. So my parents spoke with the dean of the college to allow me to go to the next year and take a re-examination. He refused. He wanted me to repeat the year. I didn't even like architecture and I didn't want to repeat the year, and neither my parents wanted me to. So the next best option was to take admission in Delhi University or to complete my education through distance learning. With great difficulty, my mother got me admission in BA Honours Economics in one of the lesser known Delhi University colleges. But with that admission, I knew I got a second chance to regain back my self-confidence, my dignity and self-respect. A second chance to prove that I am not a failure. I worked very, very hard. I left no stone unturned. I got the best notes. I spoke to the brightest students of other colleges. I also attended classes in another college where the teachers were supposed to be good. I shut myself off socially And I didn't go for social gatherings or outings because I wanted to get excellent marks so I could get a migration to a good college. And so I topped the college of that first year and I got very good marks. And I got a migration to a very good college. But for the longest time, I never spoke about this so-called debacle of my student life because I was so embarrassed about it. But in hindsight, I feel that was one of a very big thing that happened to me and maybe one of the best watershed moments because it became my best friend. It taught me so many life lessons. It made me strong and resilient. It made me tenacious and persistent. It made me driven and passionate. And it made me want to try something new, to step out of my comfort zone and to take a risk. I feel we need to redefine the definition of failure. Failure is not when you fall. Failure is when you don't stand up after falling. The next commandment. The next one. Have crazy ambitions. Your dreams and your ambitions should be such that people should laugh at them. They should think you're crazy. If your dreams are not extraordinary, your life will not be extraordinary. And this is particularly true for the girls sitting here. Many people still think that ambitious girls are a problem. She's too ambitious. It's not a compliment for women as it is for men. But you need to be relentless. Don't allow the opinion of society to curtail your ambitions. Chase all your dreams. They are yours. This is your life. And ambitions are like the fire in our belly, which propels us to define our goals and to work hard to achieve them. Just ensure your ambitions don't hurt anyone. The next one. How many of you think and feel that you're boring? I saw some people raising their hands and then they took them down, but nevertheless, I like the people who are being candid. What if I told you that boring people succeed? Because they do the same thing over and over again, because they're consistent. And in my experience, being consistent is one of the key ingredients to being successful. It's more important than being intelligent and being talented. Reading 5 pages a day is more powerful than reading a book once in a while. Praying in your home for 5 minutes every day is more powerful than going to the temple once in a while. And walking for 20 minutes a day is more powerful than going to the gym once in a while. So be unapologetically boring. Do the same thing over and over again, and that will become your habit. And success often lies in your daily habits. The next commandment. So yesterday was Valentine's Day, right? Sumit also mentioned it many times, and I'll ask him why he did that, but I will. So yesterday was Valentine's Day, yes, right? Is it still a big thing on campus now as it was back then? I know your teacher's sitting there. Someone nodded no. How is that possible? I don't believe you. Talk to me afterwards. So, okay. So how many of you asked someone out on a date yesterday? Nobody. My God. Yamini ma'am, there's a problem here. Okay, so all of you, I think some of you wanted to ask somebody out on a date, but you didn't, right? Okay, anyways, I will not probe deeper here. It's very sensitive area. So what I'm trying to say is that if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Whether in a relationship, whether in the business world or in the corporate world. If you want a new role, you need to ask for it. If you want to move to a new city, you need to ask for it. If you want to move to a new country, you need to ask for it. And the answer will not always be yes. It will be no several times. It's okay. Put your ego in a bag, throw it in the Indian Ocean. Then put a smile back on your face and ask. And then ask again, and then again. It's better to live with rejection than with regret. The next commandment. So, which is the one thing which God has given everyone equally? The rich, the poor, the blacks, the whites, everyone. Which is that one thing? Time. We all have 24 hours in a day. No amount of hard work or prayer can increase it from more than 24 hours. Right? That's right. Time is a finite commodity. This day gone is gone. Some people equate time to money, and I do too. I'm an equity trader now, but I do too. Because money can be earned, whereas time is finite and it does not expand. So it's very important to plan your day well. Don't waste your time or anyone else's time. The next one. Be you. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Do you know whose famous words these are? Anyone? Oscar Wilde. There is no need to be like someone else. There is no need to compare your life to anyone. You are enough. Please repeat after me. I love myself. I have full confidence in myself. Loudly, guys, come on, I don't hear any sound from here. I have full confidence in myself. Nothing can shake my confidence. These are my personal affirmations, which I've been saying to myself before every big interview, before every presentation and talks, including today's talk. I still say them after so many years. So it's very important to be you and not emulate anybody else. The next one. Health is wealth. The next slide. So I took this photograph at Max Hospital, Saket, New Delhi. It's written there in one of the walls. So I take my mother for dialysis to Max Saket every week. I've seen my mother suffer for so many years. In fact, I've seen all kinds of sufferings in the hospital. An 84-year-old brother bringing his 86-year-old sister for dialysis, a father bringing his 21-year-old son for dialysis, another father bringing his 31-year-old daughter for dialysis. A disease gives no special consideration to the young and the infants, to those with a better social status or to the rich. It treats everyone equally. When it comes, it comes. So it's very important to look after your health. You are young right now. You tend to overlook the needs of your health. Food is not on time, right? Food is not healthy. No time for exercise. Too much stress. It's a very competitive world. Sleep is compromised. But you must take care of your health. You must know that your body is your most precious home. It is priceless. And start now when you're young. Don't postpone it to when you're older. Start now. Your health is very important because not only does an unhealthy person suffer, but the whole family suffers because they care for that person deeply. So take care of your health. The next one. Yeah, the next slide. Have any of you read Sanskrit in school? Anyone? Wow, lots of them. Did you like it? I did too, and I loved it. And you must have read this shlok from the Bhagavad Gita. Karmanne vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. So since you've read it, you must be knowing what it means. Can someone tell me what it means? Absolutely. That's what we have to do. The effort is in our hands, the results are not in our hand. Every task you undertake, every activity you do, every assignment you do, give it your everything, 200%, and then leave the result to God. Effort is in our hand, the result is not. The last commandment. the last one, and my favorite one. So always have gratitude. There is so much in our life that we should be grateful for. In fact, everyone has something in their life for which they should be grateful. And we should all pray. Can we play the video? Whose song is it? Absolutely. And the song is? And so we pray. So it's very important to pray. Thank you very much for having me over. I'm deeply honored. Namaste.